Hello, my absolutely beautiful Virgo friends, and welcome to your horoscope for October of 2023. We're Virgo this month. We are stepping into not only our eclipse season and eclipse time where life kind of gets going a bit more because the cards get shuffled and pushed in a forward moving direction, but these are also our last eclipse energies for the year and our last lunar eclipse happening in the energy of Taurus. So really a bit of celebration to your own personal culmination as well, with so much work that I think you have done and growth about your ideas, your big philosophies about how you move through the world, right? How your faith, your beliefs, your ideas, your education, your training has been challenged and brought to your face and your attention. And I think you've done some really excellent growth, and hopefully it is showing up not only in your finances, but in your relationships and in your full being of your value system. So lots going on this month. Plus, we are going to see Pluto coming out of retrograde and Venus coming into your sign. So before we get into that, Virgo, I have got a beautiful webinar coming up about the sweet spot of interdependence, this place between the Libra and the Aries axes. And I would love for you to attend the webinar. It's happening September 23rd if you are listening to this early, and there will be a link available after the fact if you would like to attend it. But there's really this place where in this next 18 months, we are going to work on where we've got these codependent or even hyper independent tendencies that these axes are trying to bring to our attention. And how do we find the sweet spot in the middle using astrology? All right, Virgo, let's get in here. At the beginning of the month on the 4th, we've got Mercury entering into the energy of Libra, lighting up your second house. So now it's time to be looking at those finances. We're looking at finances. We're looking at relationships, your self-worth, your value structures. And we're doing this in a different Venus vibration. Okay, this is Venus in air instead of that Venus in fellow Earth energy Taurus. This is Venus in air. So one of the questions I really have for you is, what do you even think about your money? How do you talk about money? How do you talk about your relationships? Where in Libra, in your relationships, is there a lot of talk and there's not a lot of demonstration? It's about, what do others think about me? How do others perceive me? Where is there more marketing than action in your relationships and around your finances? This is a really great question for us to begin to look at, because it's very, very powerful when we look at it through this particular lens, also of where we need to tend to ourselves to be able to tend to our relationships. Now, one of the things I do want to say is that when Mercury's in Libra, because it's an air energy, there can be we can see everything, every perspective, all sides. We're hearing everything. And that is fantastic for practicing open-mindedness. That is fantastic for becoming more informed. And I know you love a little bit of information so that you can be as useful and as helpful and a service as you can be. But it can also be a place where you as a mutable energy can get really overwhelmed really fast. It's almost like too much information. So Virgo, one of the things I would ask you to keep in mind this month is that while the information and these beautiful perspectives of others and other viewpoints is coming in, to remember that you are an earth sign. Stay grounded, keep your feet on the earth, pop your head out of the sky when you need to sometimes, and just even touch the ground so that you can stay grounded in the reality where you actually have to do things, not just think about them as well, okay? When we get to the 8th, we see Venus coming into your sign. Now, it's been a beautiful set of seasons working through with the other planets working through this Virgo energy. Your ruling planet Mercury has retrograded here as well. So you had a lot of time for self-reflection. But as Venus comes here, it's about attracting in. What are you attracting into you, Virgo? Are you attracting in, the love of your life? An opportunity, because your value has been adjusted. It's like if you think about going back to 2015 in your life and whatever the themes were of 2015, where that Venus in Leo was retrograding before. Now you see yourself, you are a different person. You have a different value system. So everything you're calling into you has a different vibration as well. Also, the thing that I think is really important for you to remember while Venus is here and is attracting things into you is that in your relationships and in your finance and how you talk to and you move and you engage yourself, Virgo, to not be nitpicky and critical. Venus here can hurt if we are hurting and then we wield that onto other people. Instead, let's flip this to this other means where your love as a sign of practical help and service and practical worship is something that is absolutely exclusive to the Venus vibration, okay? When we get to the 10th, we see Pluto turning direct in fellow Earth energy Capricorn, and this is going to be happening at 27 degrees. Now, Pluto has been working through your 5th house for some time. It took a little dip and moved forward, but it's back to this 5th house area. So very much so. Ideas, power struggles, places where you felt like you had resistance or you were struggling with vulnerability around children, rest, relaxation, play, joy, starting something new, your own creative expression. These things here, Pluto has worked on them. And now this is just like we're reviewing. How are you doing at letting that go? Are there last moments of power struggle that you're still going through? Are there things that have come into your life, especially since March till now, where you feel like, I didn't really ask for this and it's just come my way and I don't know how to deal with that, right? Something that maybe you feel powerless to, or I can't control it. And this can be something great as well, Virgo. It's like, wow, this beautiful responsibility has been handed to me and I'm not exactly sure how to navigate this. And that's okay, because what's beautiful about Pluto in Capricorn is that to end the power struggle, first of all, acknowledge that there is one, but Capricorn it out. Somebody around you has a legacy of information to teach you and show you how to do whatever it is, from parenting to working to whatever. Pick a thing, Virgo. There's a helper to help you with this power struggle, okay? When we get to the 12th, we see Mars entering into the energy of Scorpio. This again is going to light up your 3rd house space. So Mars is decisive here. Okay, it's decisive in the energy of Scorpio. It's focused on what it's doing. It's talking from the root. It's talking about what my motive is behind the decisions I'm making instead of my intentions, right? It's like, oh, I didn't intend to do that, but really my motive was something else. Okay, so this is where you get to be powerful and impactful with your words. Mars brings a change of direction to your 3rd house. So maybe you were waiting on a contract, you needed a job, you are writing something, you're beginning to study something, whatever this is for you in this area, Mars is bringing a course correction that can sometimes feel like it's happening very, very quickly, or it's intense in that emotional life, especially because the other ruling planet, Pluto, is now out of retrograde. It can feel like there's an intense change to a structure that's been in your life, and Mars has got you kicked into high gear to start making some decisions here. Really, for some of you Virgos, I keep seeing it. I don't know why, so you have to let me know in the comment section down below. But I just keep seeing a typewriter, something about a typewriter. So I don't know, Virgo, if this is the symbol where it's like, okay, this is it. It's time to really share those words, or you're studying something, whatever that is. If that's you and that resonates with you, please let me know in the comment section down below. On the 14th, we've got the new moon solar eclipse happening at 21 degrees of Libra. Now, this is going to light up again that 2nd house. So the 2nd house is busy. We're going to be working on this. We're going to be working on this for about the next 18 months with this Libra and Aries axes. So, as you're in your physical environment and your world and even your mental environment, because Libra is an air energy, I want to ask you where you're at in a genuine appreciation of things in your life. Yes, your finances. This can be an absolute change to your finances, but it's really a partnership vibration that I think we're tuning into here. And where is your genuine appreciation of people, places, things, and finances that isn't about making someone else comfortable? It's just realistic. I'm in my power, and because I'm in my power, I can appreciate you. I can appreciate money. I can appreciate me, my past as it is, No change is necessary. It's a very realistic kind of position. And there's a fairness and a justice to it when we're dealing with Libra energy as well. Now, in a very practical Taurus way, I do want to tell you an eclipse is a fantastic time to figure out and discover new ways to make money, to bring income or things of value into your life. But don't forget to be with the Venus. There's a lot of pleasure to be had as you're experiencing this eclipse over the next 6 months. On the 22nd, busy day, Mercury enters into the energy of Scorpio, and so does the Sun. So now the Scorpionic energy in your chart is lit. It is busy. But with Mars, Mercury, and the Sun here, which is a really potent combination, the decisions that you're making, the communications that you're having, the drive, the motivation to find solutions or be without power struggle in your life is really very good here. Your ability to ask deeper questions of yourself and others, or to connect. If you are this writer, if you are this communicator, this teacher, you're building a course, you're building a website, your words and the way that they can be delivered has a powerful impact at this time. And that's a really lovely place to be. Now, the other thing I think is phenomenal with the Sun being in this area for you is like, let it go. If there is something going on in your life, a conversation you've been having 100 times and there's still no solution to it, or you've been thinking about an idea, thinking about it, and you're not doing anything with it, that may be a symbol of let it burn down, right? Scorpio is the energy also where we have to have something die so that something else can live. This is a transformative sign energy. So if it's time to let it go, because you can't say yes to new gifts if you're still just holding on to the old ones, okay? On the 28th, we've got the full moon lunar eclipse happening at 5 degrees of Taurus, lighting up your 9th house space. And I'm telling you, Virgo, just even watching the astrology of what has been happening for you around your ideas, right? Like, oh, well, it's very logical. Logically, I understand this, but I just don't understand it. Okay, like if you understand that, then you totally understand. So one of the things that I feel like, these ideas and these philosophies that have honestly been governing you over the last 18 months, I think they've had a very big shift in what you believe, and it has changed your relationships. I think that, it has changed your finances. But more importantly, I think that it's given you this space in the physical world, Virgo, to be prepared to have courage and to go, you have a resource within you. And it's been shaken to the surface. And it's been more about, I think at this time, getting it to the surface so that you can realize that it is valuable to others. It is valuable in the material plane to other people for you to be of service that way. And also that when you do and you give with this natural value and these gifts and this vibration that you have and the ideas that you have to share, so much of your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-confidence gets built around the understanding of giving and partnership, and that there's just a real value there. But there has needed to be, I think, some real tests to your philosophy and your faith and your belief systems, and what's growth without a little bit of challenge? Seeds don't grow like that, Now, for others of you, in a very practical way, you could be being asked to end, acknowledge, or to make an adjustment to even where you live, your place of your country, your place of living. Maybe you're going someplace further. Maybe you've seen that you need more training, or it's time to go beyond your horizon a bit in that 9th house and publish, market, broadcast. Did you have an idea or a training course or an educational course that you wanted to take before and you weren't able to? And now in the next 6 months, the ability to do that and level up your life is really being presented to you. Whatever this is for you, it all comes around in the end in a very material way, Virgo. I think for you in a way where you understand more deeply your own process and the process of connection in relations, and where actions, ideas, and beliefs can bring us closer or push us apart. And which ones would you like to engage in your life? Either way, it's definitely going to broaden your faith, broaden your horizons for sure. All right, my beautiful Virgo friends, I hope you have a gorgeous month. Please let me know in the comment section down below if you are working with a typewriter. I would just like to know who that is pointed at and what that actually means and symbolizes for you. All right, beautiful Virgo, have a gorgeous month.